Alright guys, welcome back. Today we'll be talking about most loved versus most hated YouTubers of 2025. Honestly speaking, there's no better way to spend your time than dissecting why some YouTubers are adored like gods, while others are treated like human garbage fires. It's like watching a slow-motion car crash at a circus, horrifying, yet you can't look away. Buckle up because this ride's about to get wild. Let's kick things off with the internet's golden retriever in human form, Markiplier. This guy could walk into a room, sneeze on someone's sandwich, and still be crowned a hero. Why? Because Markiplier is like the Bob Ross of YouTube, soothing, wholesome, and always delivering. His charity streams alone have probably done more good for humanity than most governments. This year, he raised an obscene amount of money for mental health awareness, which makes him pretty much untouchable. And let's not ignore the fact that Markiplier hasn't aged in, what, a decade? He looks like someone injected the fountain of youth directly into his bloodstream. It's almost suspicious how perfect he is, but people love him for it. The only controversy you'll find here is that his fans get into arguments over which series of his is better. Spoiler alert, it doesn't matter, because Markiplier is the YouTube equivalent of pizza. Everyone likes him, even if they have their favorites. Ryan Trahan is basically YouTube's Boy Scout, pure, adventurous, and willing to live off a penny for a month just to prove a point. This guy has made being frugal look cool, and somehow he manages to turn the most mundane activities into cinematic experiences. He's like the MacGyver of YouTube content, except instead of defusing bombs, he's surviving on a pack of gum and a handshake. His wholesome vibe is so strong that even his haters feel bad for disliking him. Like, how do you hate a guy who's out here teaching people about the value of $1 while trekking across the country for charity? You don't. You just sit there feeling like a piece of garbage for wasting money on overpriced coffee. Ryan's biggest weapon is relatability. He's like that friend who always has the wildest stories, but you can't be mad because he's just so damn nice. It's no wonder people love him. It's impossible not to. The Irish caffeine tornado who yells at video games like they owe him money. He's been a YouTube mainstay for years, but in 2025, he's somehow even more beloved. Because Jack is the perfect mix of chaos and compassion. One minute he's screaming like a banshee in a horror game, and the next he's having heartfelt conversations about mental health. People flock to him because he feels real. He's not putting on airs or pretending to be something he's not. He's just Jack, a loud, funny, genuinely good dude who cares about his community. Plus, his green-haired era might be over, but the energy, still very much alive. Jack also has this uncanny ability to connect with people. Whether you're 12 or 42, he's got something for you. And let's not forget his charity work, because this guy has probably saved more lives than your average superhero.
I want you to get rich quick. Don't be a sheep, be a wolf.
Ludwig is like the YouTube embodiment of work smarter, not harder. This guy knows how to game the system and people love him for it. Whether he's breaking streaming records or turning the most mundane ideas into viral sensations, Ludwig has mastered the art of making content that's equal parts entertaining and innovative. What makes Ludwig so loved is his transparency. He's not out here pretending to be perfect. He's just a dude who loves what he does and happens to be ridiculously good at it. He's like that one friend who always wins at board games but somehow makes you laugh so much that you don't even care. And let's talk about his humor. It's sharp, self-deprecating, and downright hilarious. Ludwig could roast you to ashes and you'd thank him for it. That's the kind of energy that keeps people coming back. Nikocado Avocado has reached a point where his entire existence feels like a social experiment gone horribly wrong. This guy's content is basically the YouTube equivalent of rubbernecking. You know it's bad for you, but you can't help but look. At this point, Nikocado is less of a YouTuber and more of a cautionary tale. His videos are a parade of mukbang chaos, over-the-top drama, and questionable life choices. The dude's health has been a major concern for years, but instead of taking a step back, he seems to double down on the madness. And let's not even get started on his feuds. Nikocado could start an argument with a houseplant and somehow make it viral. People hate him because he embodies everything wrong with clout culture, and yet here we are, still watching. It's like a car crash you can't look away from. Oh look, it's Jake Paul, who's surprised? Nobody. Jake's been riding the hate train for years, and in 2025, he's still chugging along like a stubborn cockroach that refuses to die. His boxing career might have given him a bit of credibility, but let's not pretend he's turned into a saint. Jake's arrogance is his calling card. Whether he's flaunting his wealth, trash-talking opponents, or doing something wildly inappropriate for attention, he's always finding new ways to piss people off. The guy could donate $1 million to charity and somehow make it about himself. What's worse is that Jake seems to thrive on the hate. It's like he's powered by negativity. The more people despise him, the louder he gets. He's like a human air horn, and everyone's just trying to cover their ears. James Charles, proof that you can fall from grace and keep digging. In 2025, James is still trying to rebuild his reputation, but let's face it, the damage is done. His controversies are like a bad tattoo. You can try to cover them up, but they're always going to show through. People hate James because he represents everything they distrust about influencers. From accusations of inappropriate behavior to shady business practices, he's become a walking red flag. And while his loyal fans might defend him, the general consensus is clear. James Charles is a no-go zone. Even his attempts at redemption feel hollow. It's like he's playing a game of PR Jenga, and every move he makes just topples the tower further. At this point, his reputation is beyond salvaging. Rounding out the list is Trisha Paytas, the queen of controversy. Trisha's entire career is built on being problematic, and in 2025, she's still delivering. Whether it's offensive comments, attention-seeking stunts, or feuds with literally everyone, Trisha knows how to keep herself in the spotlight. People hate Trisha because she's unpredictable in the worst way. One minute she's crying on her kitchen floor, and the next she's stirring up drama for clicks. It's exhausting, and yet she keeps pulling it off. What's frustrating is that Trisha could be so much more. She's got talent and charisma, but she squanders it on chaos. It's like watching someone set fire to a masterpiece just to see what happens.